Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel again, and welcome to the fourth episode of Data Talk. In this episode, we're going to talk about the data visualization and the Matplotlib, this important Python package to do the data visualization. First of all, let's check two examples of data visualization. This one is from the GitHub. You can see it is called Visualization Playground. The first one is a line plot where you can see the trend of two different data series. And the second one is a 3D data visualization. You can see in different setting or in different display, you can understand the different dynamics of the data. Like the first one, you can see clearly the trend and the position or comparison of each, let's say the position 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if the value is higher or lower for each series. For the 3D data display, you can see how the data is evolving in this 3D space. And in some cases, if you want to understand better like a gradient descent, the more advanced machine learning terms, using a 3D is a good way to understand how the formula, especially our loss function, is going to find the lowest point in a 3D space where we get the lowest loss. And in this web page, you can see different data visualization. It is very useful for you to understand the data, relationship of the data, and how to better visualize it. Okay. The second example is the Hugging Face Open Large Language Model Leaderboard. In this blog, you can see there are still many simple and very direct visualization of the data. You see this one is a bar plot where we compare the different score of different metrics, and you can see it never gets old. Even though it's a simple box plot, you can understand the comparison between different data series on different categories. It is very useful. Now let's go back to the notebook. So basically, just like the previous episodes, I just try to condense the three levels of the package utilization into one notebook. But please remember, this notebook can be expanded to a very long notebook because there are many use case, many utilization methods that you can think of. So let's see how this package could work. Let's see the first one. We just plot a line plot. So of course we need to install the dependencies and import the tool. You can see here we can design a very simple x and y variable series and then plot them in the plot. You can see it's quite easy and the code is very simple. And then a more interesting part is that we can always customize the plots. So it depends on what you want to highlight. Example, usually if we have this dot with a dot line, it will give the audience a feeling that you want to emphasize the dots. So it depends on how you want to convey the idea. You want to convey the information of the data. So data visualization is important, and utilizing the proper tool to show proper way is also very important. So like this one, we just define the line style as dot. It will be like this dot line. It's not of course you can make the dot smaller. This is like a sectional line, right? But anyway, this will give you a different feeling than the first one. Then let's go to the intermediary level. Of course, like I said before, the bar chart can also be very important now, because usually the plots, either two-dimensional or three-dimensional, we can easily comprehend the two-dimensional or three-dimension visualization, right? So to compare the different categories, how their value differ from each other, bar plot is always a good option. You can try this code by modifying the sample data and see different results. So basically the code structure is very similar and very easy to manipulate. Then we can see this one is a scatter plot, where we can see the different data points, how they are displayed, how they are distributed in this two-dimensional place. About subplots, it is very useful because sometimes you want one plot next to another. You both want to see the trend and also see the categorical difference As you can see here, we can set two graphs, two plots next to each other, or even in a more advanced way, or in the future, you can try to make a grid of the plots. Then for the advanced level, like this one, we can plot a histogram. A histogram is telling you how many data points is accumulated in a specific range. As you know, for many regressional models, there are many assumptions about the distribution of the variables. So one of the most common case is to see if the variable is normally distributed. Of course, you can also add a normal line, normalized line to see the bell shape, how it is positioned relative to your real data. So there are many use cases you can expand from this histogram. Then we can also do more advanced customization like this one. We can, of course, set the style of the line plot, and we can also highlight as we want. Like this one, we say prime number is here, or you can just use different names to highlight what you want the audience to see. As I said before, data visualization is about conveying idea, is about finding the best way to show the audience how the data is distributed, is moving, and so on. The last one, let's see an example of 3D plotting. Of course, the 3D plotting now we have many ways. Not only this package, in other packages, we can have a dynamic display of the 3D plots. And you can see here, first of all, I think the most important part is how to construct this 3D plot space. Like here, we need to first create the two-dimensional space, like 100 evenly spaced values between -5 and 5 for x and for y. So it's like create the base, okay, the lower plane of this 3D plot. Then we need to derive the z value. The z value, first of all, we need to make sure that's the grid. Okay, we already have an idea how x and y are expanded. Then we create this grid to actually make them link together. Then we use a function to calculate the z value. Like this one is a sine function based on the radial distance from the origin. You can customize it as you want and see different plots. And here you can choose different color style to make it more suitable for your audience and for you to explore the data. So we have covered this Python package in a very short time. I wish you can get some inspiration from here. For this introduction of package is quite basic, or we can say quite entry-level stuff. If you like it, please leave a comment. If you prefer me to do something different, or if you have any suggestion, feel free to let me know. If you like my video, feel free to subscribe, and see you next time. Bye bye.